Viewer Sheikh Shah Jahan, the man accused of untold horrors in Bengal's Sandesh Khali, is finally in police custody. But if you think this man accused of all of those horrible things in Sandeshkhali is in any real trouble, first impressions do not inspire a lot of confidence. For starters, this is how he was produced in court today. With an arrogant swagger, Sheikh Shah Jahan strode into court with hapless, servile, bumbling West Bengal police personnel tailing him like hesitant, deferential bodyguards rather than his proud captors. To me, viewer, this image of Sheikh Shah Jahan marching into court is perhaps the first dose of honesty we've seen from the Trinamool Congress since the beginning of the Sandesh Khali saga. Despite the hundreds of cameras lined up to capture this moment, Sheikh Shah Jahan lords over those nervous policemen, radiating an almost mafia-style contempt for authority. This man doesn't answer to lowly organs like the state police, clearly. Because nearly everything else leading up to this moment has been dishonesty, diversion and devilry. You've seen me twice call out how Mamata Banerjee's carefully constructed Mahila Shakti house of cards has completely collapsed in the dust of her government's total hypocrisy over Sandeshkhali. There's nothing left to call out now, really, viewer. But that doesn't mean that weeks of lies, dishonesty, cover-ups, falsehoods and brazen doublespeak hasn't left Mamata's government with energy for some unashamed audacity. For instance, the Trinamool has today projected the arrest of Sheikh Shah Jahan as a tough move by the Mamata Sarkar, that it has acted swiftly once its hands were untied by the court, something that has turned out not to be true. Hapless Trinamool leaders forced to peddle this ludicrous narrative must be laughing to themselves. One of them even referenced this very popular segment of mine that you're watching, confirming to me that my coverage of Sandeshkhali has gotten under their skin, and rightfully so. Because a party that pretends to be fueled by woman power and feminism has been damagingly exposed for how selective its fury is, especially when Trinamool henchmen like Sheikh Shah Jahan are involved. To hell with woman power and women's safety if it means the embarrassment of having to call out one of your own. After weeks of unsparing interrogation, the Trinamool was right today to launch a counter-attack on the BJP, which has made a big political meal of the entire Sandesh Khali episode. As you've seen in my past takes right here on this show, the BJP and the Congress have no face to really show when it comes to action against alleged predators within their ranks. I've named and shamed those parties and their members without fear here because I don't take sides. I can call out any party. But with this unapologetic whataboutery, has the Trinamool inadvertently shown honesty by basically admitting that for all its marketing as a women-centric party with a no-nonsense toughness on such issues, it is ultimately just as bad as the BJP and the Congress. If that is what the Trinamool is admitting today, viewer, then I commend them, because this is total honesty. They are just as bad as those they point their fingers at. At least they know that they are no different to the BJP and the Congress when it comes to action against their own on women's safety standards, and therefore nobody should hold the Trinamool Congress to a higher standard when it comes to women's safety. So thank you to the Trinamool for reminding us of that. Well, clearly unnerved by the intensity of the glare on its hypocrisy and inaction, the Trinamool Congress has suspended Sheikh Shah Jahan today from the party for a period of 6 years, while correctly questioning the lack of any similar hard action by the BJP. The puerile game of political whataboutery that is persistently played by our parties, the Trinamool, the BJP, the Congress, will continue, and shouldn't be a concern in an atmosphere where, let's face it, the quality of conversation has been in a steady free fall. The reality of what remains is what should disturb us all, viewer. That even the fiercest of feminism, the most hard-nosed of ideologies, the most committed of activism when it comes to Mahila Shakti, are reduced to mere transactional currency when the conditions demand them to be. That is the fearful reality. When those who profess to be the greatest custodians of woman power and women's safety bend so easily, the world will never be rid of Sheikh Shah Jahans, or Brij Bhushan Sharan Singhs, or Mewaram Jains, or the many litany of other political leaders who've been accused of crimes against women. Thank you for listening.